light's coming through that without it ripping, which is my understanding with the... Well, it ripped there when I pulled it. We pull these slightly to... I do not have the brain capacity to make croissants, is what I have learned. Hi, and welcome back to Aggressively Average, a series where we just try and do our best because that's all anyone can ever ask of you. And today, we're making croissants. Croissant? Or croissants, however you want to pronounce it. I am using Sally's Baking Addiction, and I've got to say, right, people rate Sally's Baking Addiction very highly. I think it's a very, well-loved, well-used website. I have never had a good time using one of her recipes. I personally find her very complicated, but the reviews for her croissant recipe, exceptional. She's got 4.7 from 279 reviews. So obviously I'm the one with the problem here. This seems to be a very good recipe. The only thing I am changing is I'm gonna do half because this yields 16 croissants and I can't have 16 croissants in my house. Just can't have it. I'm gonna eat them all. I know you can freeze the dough and do it later, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna cook them all and then I'm gonna eat them all. I don't have self-control. So we're just gonna make half, but I'm gonna do everything as she says. Room temperature butter, leaving it overnight, everything that she says. So the first step in her recipe and the instructions is watch the video and use the step-by-step photos before you begin. I watched half the video, I get bored, okay? Please watch all of my video though. Okay, make the dough. Room temperature, it's been out all day. This, in my opinion as well, is like premium butter. You may have noticed, I use supermarket owned butter usually. I went and got the good stuff. And I got good flour too. So I'm hoping that all makes a difference. This is the flour that I got in order to do this. The reason why I got this one is because it says pastry on it. Biscuit, pastry, and cake. And it's soft, low protein. Don't know if that's a good thing. Typically, recipes these days are all about the protein. Ideal for flakier pastries. We're going for flaky pastries, so that's why I got this. 25 grams of sugar, bit of salt, bit of yeast. Turn the mixture onto a low-medium speed. Oh. It helps typically if you attach the hook. So I'm just gonna let that beat for 5 minutes. Let me show you what it's looking like. So we're just gonna let that go and knead away until it looks like a dough, I guess. Coming together, it's forming like a dough. It's coming together really nicely. That's it after 5 minutes. Sally's Baking Addiction says if I poke it and it slowly bounces back, then we're ready. Doesn't look like it's bouncing back. Oh, slowly. Yeah, look, I might just give it another couple of minutes. Okay, I think we are about good to go because it's passing the window pane test. Like, the light's coming through that without it ripping, which is my understanding with the... Well, it ripped there when I pulled it, but I think that's fine. Lightly floured silicone sheet. Doing it properly, all the instructions, floured hands, floured sheet. Gently flatten the dough out, cover with plastic wrap. Am I supposed to put it on the bottom? Probably not, actually. Why did I have to flour the silicone mat? Like, it's not sticking to it. And allow the covered dough to rest in the fridge for 30 minutes. I've set the timer for 30 minutes. I don't think I can do anything else until that's done, because the next step is shape the dough, and then it's the long rest. That's the overnight rest, which I'm prepared for. I'm prepared to leave it overnight and finish this off tomorrow. Oh my God, there's 2 long rests in this, Sally. Sally, no, everybody else had 1 rest. I might have to come back to this at 9 p.m. It's currently 5. She says refrigerate for 4 hours or overnight. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back at 9 p.m. The long rest is actually at step 12. I understand that Sally's first instruction was to read the recipe, which I didn't do. So I understand that's on me. I apologize, Sally. Shape the dough. So it's a 10 inch by 14 inch, but because I'm doing half, so I'm gonna go 7 inch by 5 inch. Handily on this baking mat, there are inches. Probably need to do it on here. I need to roll it. And she did say you'll want to be precise with this. This is what we got. It's about 7 by 5. Cover with plastic wrap and leave it in the fridge for 4 hours. It is now 5:40. So I've got to come back at 9. Well, 9 to start the butter layer. My relationship with Sally is dependent on these coming out great. It is 9 p.m, so now we can start our butter layer. Very exciting, very exciting. So 170 grams of butter, 8 grams of flour, And I'm going to use my paddle attachment. First time using the paddle attachment. Been all about the dough hook since getting this. So I'm going to mix this so it's all combined. Now I need to shape the butter. If I was making the full recipe, it would need to be 7 by 10. So it needs to be 3.5 inches by 5 inches. I've got my second silicone mat here to use for this. I have to get a second angle going so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm proud of myself for having the butter at room temperature. I planned ahead. I know I didn't plan all the way ahead, but I planned ahead enough to have room temperature butter, and I'm proud of that. Let me show you what it looks like from the bird's eye view. That's my little 3 by 5 slab of butter. It's quite thick. It's thicker than I thought it would be, but I don't really know what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put this in the fridge for 30 minutes, and then we can start doing the folds, I believe. Laminating the dough, if you will. Laminate with me. I think 9:30 we can start with the laminating the dough, so we've got another 20 minutes. So if you could like, comment, subscribe, share, interact in any way, that would be awesome. These videos are starting to get like consistently 40 views a video, which I always think is pretty awesome. 40 is my goal, my aim. If it hits 40, then I'm like, oh, viral. And my heart cake did like 160 something views, which is pretty cool. Made me feel pretty much like a celebrity. If you could interact in any way, if you're having a good time, if you're not having a good time, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can leave a negative comment if you want. That's fine. Okay, I do believe it is time to try and assemble. This is absolutely freezing. Oh my God, that is cold. Now, Sally does say to use a floured surface and not the silicone mat. She's very specific, and I see why. She has a very good point in that you need to roll it out bigger than the mat. So, surface has been cleaned. Spent the last half an hour cleaning it. This, beautiful. Cold, look at that, holds its shape, stunning. Slab of butter, also beautiful. So this, in theory, should be the same width. Oh, it's slightly, I'm just gonna pull it so it's the same width as the, okay, pastry, yeah, that's good. You see that? Yes, it's the same width either side. So now we're gonna fold. So I've got my little packet, a little thing. And now she says you've gotta pinch the sides together. Roll the dough to be 10 by 20, so 10 by 20. But I'm not doing 10 by 20, I'm doing 5 by 10. Just try to roll it out and the butter has like it's like the dough's separated from the butter. That's not ideal. Okay, whatever. We're powering through. Where's my tape measure? Oh, I hate it when this happens. This happens to me all the time and it drives me insane. Okay, I took it out of the room. I don't even remember leaving the room. Okay, so 10 by 5 is what we're going for. Okay, so that's about 10. Oh, that's way more than 5. Okay, we're just gonna square this off. And then we turn it into thirds from memory. So that's one roll. Roll the dough out once again. I love how I was so precise about the measurements just for like half of the butter to be on this rolling pin and now going into the bin. And now we fold it again. Okay, now she said this must be refrigerated for 30 minutes between the second and the third turn. It's almost 10 p.m. I'm not gonna do it, Sally. Enough. I'm just gonna do it again now. Okay, so that's been done 3 times. So that should be nicely laminated. For the record, I want it on record that I do respect Sally. I think it's awesome what she does, and she gives these recipes out for free. I think she's an awesome lady. We clearly have different brain types. Like, clearly how her brain works is superior to how my brain works. I'm gonna put this onto my silicone baking sheet and cover it in cling wrap and leave it in the fridge. Now, what I have also just learnt from watching her video is there's more resting that will need to be done tomorrow. Well, I guess I'll see you in the morning. Hello and welcome back. It is the next day, but due to the magic of editing, to you, it has barely been a moment. We are now ready to roll it out and shape them, which is really exciting, but it still needs 2 hours of rest past this point. I cannot believe how much rest these croissants need to make. Honestly, more rest than any of us get in our entire lives. I've got to roll this out. 7.5 by almost 10. Okay, that's what we are looking like. I added a little bit of extra puff pastry. Is it puff pastry? It's croissant puff pastry. Anyway, I added a little bit of extra pastry here to try and, or dough, whatever you want to call it, to try and like square it off properly. I think I just cut it into 4 because this is going to yield 8. That's not perfect. Probably should have measured it. Didn't measure it. So now I have like a Union Jack looking thing. So now we can move these triangles into a thing. So from my understanding, we pull these slightly to, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Oh, I don't think that's supposed to happen. But what I will say is, can that focus? Look at that lamination. I don't know if that's coming up on camera. But from my understanding, the dough's not meant to rip like that. So whatever, let's just trim a little thing there. And then we pull, and then we pull, and then we roll. Okay, my first croissant. Okay, this is where we're at. My concern is like this cracking here. I don't really know what's caused that. It feels like it's from the extra flour I used to like roll them, like cracked. Like it doesn't feel like good dough. And as I was trying to stretch it, they were kind of breaking. So was it maybe, like what's that? That's just come off somewhere. Was it maybe not needed enough? But I needed it for honestly 10 minutes and it said 5. Did I over need it? Maybe I over needed it. If I have learnt nothing, I think that's good, impressive lamination. High hopes. I no longer have high hopes. Right, so they were resting on the counter for 1 hour. They then went into the fridge for 1 hour. And these are the most well-rested items in existence. So take this off. These two here are just kind of excess batter that I had. I thought, why not just shove them in? So I'm going to put these in the oven for 20 minutes and see how they go. Look at that lamination. Can you see that lamination? I feel like they're puffing up quite nice. And I feel like, can I zoom in? Yeah, I feel like that. And look at that. That's some nice layers. That's some really nice layers going on. They've only been in there for 5 minutes, so they've still got another 15 to go to cook. But look at that. I'm quite impressed with that. As I'm sat here staring at the oven, going, oh, look at the lamination, I've just realised I completely forgot to put the egg wash on them. Just completely forgot. I do not have the brain capacity to make croissants, is what I have learnt. My croissants are done. And I did lower the temperature just like Sally said. They look a little bit too brown. Wouldn't that be a great way to finish this off, just by burning them? I'm never making croissants again. This is what they're looking like. And I kept it to 20 minutes because that's what Sally said. And I did the temperature she said and everything. And let's be honest, they're burnt. There's no egg glaze. What the hell happened to that shape? Honestly, what happened there? I will say that is good lamination. That is good lamination. Something got done right, but a lot got done quite wrong. Let's rip one of these open and see. I'm gonna take this really oddly shaped one. Just don't really know how it kind of separated like that, came to that odd shape, but whatever. Let's see how we go. Let's rip it on camera. I mean, it looks good inside. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The lamination is good. I don't think I have the personality type for French pastries. Croissants are French, aren't they? Surely they're a French pastry. I don't have the personality type for it. The main ingredients in croissants is patience. And it's the one thing I couldn't buy at the shop. This has been an eye-opening journey. It looks good. It does look good. I think Sally has a good recipe for someone more capable than I. And on that note, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!